What's up, everybody? Sean Patrick Green here once again. You can call me Fudge if you like. Doing a weekly update of just how poorly my fantasy team is doing. Teams. I'm actually managing too much now. Give me 1 second here. I want to see what's going on as far as the sound, but I'm on God Chaser Sports Facebook page, and I'm live. It's Tuesday night. It's almost midnight. November 5th, 2019. And I am very disappointed with myself in some of the football leagues, especially this season. I don't think I've ever had such a poor experience working with some football teams over the years that I've managed. And I think I did some live, I think I did a live draft too, if I'm not mistaken, on some of them. Same goes with my basketball game going on this week. But here I am, rocking you like a hurricane. I need you to jump in if you are in the group. It's kind of late. If you're on the West Coast, it'd probably be a little bit nicer. But join in, man, if you are up. If not, then just listen in. We're going to start talking a little bit soon about the nominees for this year's. Let's see, this is October 22nd. Oh yeah, I did 2 of these last week. There's the baseball champions once again from this year. The Bombers, the Giants, Lemke, Third Day. We know who this is. If you're in the league, you know him. Kraus goes by Turkey on Alba Turkey. And Yao. Those are all your baseball winners this season. I do have added a new league, and it's mostly veterans. So that's what's going on lately. But it's God Chaser Fantasy Sports. Here we are once again. I'm going to make this brief, but I'm just going to kind of recap just how poorly I did in football this week. As you can tell, out of the 7 leagues, I only had 3 of them win. And for me, that's one of those things that just can't happen. And I'm too competitive for me to be losing like that. I actually dropped some points to Super Broncos in the rookie league, and the Gridiron Lions. That was both poor performances on both of our part, and yet I couldn't make it. It's just that one guy that you didn't start that week, or that one defense that you could have started. I'll kind of review it real quick. Guns N' Rosen has been a very competitive player. As a matter of fact, had a couple rivals 2 years, 3 years in a row in the God Chasers Football League. And Amazing Grace Chalmers, he's been very competitive in football. Germano, I actually beat, who's looks like I took over the division. We're going to check that out in a second. So there's some light at the end of the tunnel for me. Third Day, another one. Fudge Bowl. I've been in the Fudge Bowl the last 3 years, I think. Haven't made the playoffs. Matter of fact, I think I was dead last year, 2 years ago, I mean. So that wasn't too good. And then I got this Veterans League that I started, so I'm in first place. That's a pretty impressive performance on that side. So all is not lost, but looks like 2 leagues. I'm pretty close to not being able to be in any bowl eligibility. So let's just highlight the God Chaser Football League Rookie League. And as you can see, seventh place is still decent. The playoffs includes 8 spots. I'm sorry, on that one. So there's still hope to at least be competitive in the championship. My points are not that high. A couple teams that should have been overperforming seem to be average. Even though the Nats won the World Series. RJ won it last year. He's kind of like underperforming. Dakota, which is he's been kind of like the beast up to this point. He fell, and so did Lemke. Take over the Fantasy Hawks, my divisional rival. So that's a good thing. Still keeps me up in the mix. Michael kept himself alive, looks like. And, yeah, there it is. So I'm in 7th place for the Rookie League. And, again, last year's champions was RJ against Michael, and then my divisional rival, Fantasy Hawks. So we've been all over the place with this league. Nobody's been dominating consistently over year after year. So makes it more interesting. And we did upgrade some of the rookies into veteran league status. So let's go to how poorly I did in this game. And it looks like I was the lowest scoring team of that league last week. Isaiah, 40-31, is apparently the king of this castle. He is 9-0, undefeated. I think he narrowly, a very close win, but a win nonetheless. Some resurgence from Bannerman, who was a champion 3 years in a row at one point, a couple years ago. So that's a good thing for him. Turkey came up with the big points for the week. And that's the guy that's going to be one to watch. We got 6 playoff spots for that. Currently, I am not in the running. And you got Isaiah and TD Terrible Titans, who was upgraded from the Rookie League to the Veterans League, is in the running. So who else was upgraded? I think the Borough Bombers, they've been here for a little bit. NC Fans, no. Gridiron, they've been in here for a little bit, but they were in the Rookie League. And I think that's it. Debo. So all of them, four basically were upgraded to the Veteran League. All right, so what's going on here? Now this is what I consider the toughest fantasy football league I've ever had to perform in. And I think I won only 2 all time. The very first one, 2001. Actually, I think it was the second one because 2000 they didn't put the record up for it. And that's actually my divisional rival. Numbers went by Prodigal Sons. Actually, the first champion. So, all time, though, God Family Packers has got 3 wins overall. And Wyoming Win has 3 wins overall. So that's the record to beat. And up until last couple of years, it's been Wyoming Wind. And now, latest competition has really made it interesting to watch, even from afar. And as you can see, this league is active, and that's what I like to see. when I see these numbers, at the end of the season are not even at double digits, then we're going to have to reevaluate people's activities for the next season. But this league has been very active, and the people that want to stay in, they stay in, usually for long term. Christian League 2019, here we go. This was another loss. Even though I scored good points, and look at that. I'm top 4 in points, and yet I'm in 7th place with a 4-5 record. It just can't get a break. Can't get a break. Tough division. Tough matchups. Bye weeks mess it all up sometimes. Even though I had some good points too, I was competitive with the rest of the league. Still was only 5th in points for the week compared to other teams. There are some resurgence of some teams that have been competitive or throughout the decade. The Jesuits have been in the championship, I'll show you, 5 years in a row from 2010 to 2014, and has not seen the light of day since. Matter of fact, hasn't made a playoffs, I think, a couple times. But it looks like the Jesuits are back. They are back, and they are mad. So, Psalm 23 beating Amazing Grace last year, and they are both in the top 3 division leaders. So it looks like they are for real. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But here's your X factor right now: is this Jesuit 5th place, taking out as many as they can lately. Matter of fact, let's look at that schedule for Jesuits right now. So there's 4 losses that they had. Okay. Matter of fact, 2 of us in our division, and then beat 2 other teams in my division. But it's his division he's got to worry about. Blue and Gold is the division leader, I believe. And that's who he's got to compete against to take that out. Blue and Gold is top seed, 3-0 in the division. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens. Psalm 23, it's kind of like up and down, but it's been on a streak, best streak actually, 4 in a row. So still not happy about being in 7th, 9th, and 12th place, and then 7th again. So I really slumped this week in some of the top team leagues that I've been in. Christian World League has recently been a very interesting league to be in. And we've been kind of tying it to the beginnings, but 2010 is when it really kind of set it off. We rebooted it in 2014. So that's really when I could say this current league has these active players for majority of them, high percentage of them still playing. We've added 2 new people this season from previous players. Finn's Fan in North Carolina and Lockport Vern Lemke. And as you can see, they're both competitive as well. They're still in the mix. Playoff spots is only 6, so this is going to be a very interesting stretch. League champ Raiders and Germano 2 years in a row made it, couldn't play it. And he was in there a couple years before, rematched last year. So that's going to be an interesting take. You look at me, I was 11th last year. It's a tough league for me. Up until 2 years ago, I really couldn't even compete. And they just kind of I've been knocking on the door since we began this league. So anyways, here we go with me. first place in my division. How about that? Beating my divisional rival, who's been really on a hot streak up until recently. And Raiders are right behind us, the champ from last year. He's finally went from 1-4 to winning 4 in a row. How about that? That's amazing. And then another one, like I said, this guy and the Steelers are coming up. Watch out for these guys, man. Could be a Steelers-Raiders championship. Who knows? Wouldn't that be funny in real life? But it'd be better if it was me in a championship. All right, Fudge Bowl. This one is another one that's been around for a little while. And I'll show you where I finished off last couple of years. 8th and 10th out of 10. See? It's been a tough go for a while. I won one in 2013. And that was my only top 3 since we started this. Really, 2012 is when we actually started this league. So here we are now, first place in my division. That's a nice thing. Good news, man. Good news. I beat Third Day, the other division's top team, but Third Day maintains his number 1 status regardless because he's got me on points. Not too much, but I did just enough to defeat him last week. And it almost looked like our whole division beat the other division, but Yao came out at the last minute and said nope and took out Water Walker. So I don't feel bad for that. Quote is the one I got to worry about because he was in the championship last year. Joyful Noise was Chalmers. He is, look at that, a perfect 100 points. Who would have thought that 100 points could have been evenly scored with the amount of ways we can score in this? That was a perfect 100. I don't think anybody's done that. But he's one of those people you got to watch too. You just never know where he's going to come from. Top scorer of the week. Me, I was kind of like, in the middle. Quote, you got to worry about. Joyful Noise, you got to worry about. My division. Water Walker, not worried. Not worried too much, but I still got to stay competitive. So, and that's the last of the God Chasers franchises. And quick recap, I'm number 1 in the veterans. Veterans meaning U.S. military veterans. Number 1 in my whole league, man. Nice. I like seeing that. So that was my recap for football. And just to give you a heads up from last week, I was not good in basketball. I lost almost half of my games and won the other half. So, and it looks like I'm edging some of these games this week. But I'm playing top teams this week in these divisions. Yeah, every one except for one is top 5. They're all top 5 teams in each league for basketball. So, but this is only week 3, so I'm not worried about that just yet. And of course, there's hockey. Here we go. Another one. I'm at first place. Pagulaville out of 6. Disciples, I'm second. That's a good thing. First and international, that's a good thing. But these are the two. These are the ones I'm having problems with. And it looks like it's going to stay that way this week if we don't do something here. And I'm dead last in this league. Look at that. Once again, top of the veterans. So the Veterans Hockey League, this is the one I manage. Oh, actually, no, this isn't not my league. This is my league, and this is somebody else's league. So I'm second in someone else's league. So I'm good. I'm in good shape. And lastly, let's just do the college football real quick. College football, I lost. Head-to-head competition. It's a public league. I lost, but still top 4 seeds for the playoffs. I'm still in third place now. But after losing 2 straight, was in the top of the whole league. Roast beef took me out last week. Cartman took me out a couple weeks before. And who else got me? It'll show it right here. Roast beef. Oh, Alabama. And Cartman. So those are the 3 teams that got me. So, and I have to say, man, I'm really excited about this college football head-to-head drafts and all that stuff. I really enjoyed playing this game. It got me more engaged into all the drafting and understanding more about what's happening in college. It's like I'm prospecting and scouting for next year's football programs. So there you go. That's what it is right there. That's all my football. Okay. I have Justin Fields and I have Joe Burrow on my team. And these guys have been keeping me up in top for a while now. And all my major bye weeks are over. So after this week 11. And so I got 2 more matchups, and then we go to playoffs. See? Bam. Go to playoffs. And I don't know who I'll be engaged with just yet, but I'm very much looking forward to finishing this season off as the champion because, like I said, I'm a competitive guy. This is what I like to do. So, among other things that I do this type of event. I do fantasy sports. So, thank you for watching. It's midnight. It's past my bedtime. Time for me to go to sleep. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I hope to see you next week for the God Chaser Sports weekly recap. Keep it locked.